Alright, and we are going to get started right away.
Just a
Both
piece
runners
of art.
going to take what looks to me like the Sahasrahla start.
I am sorry if you guys can hear the train going past my house.
Hacksaww going to go straight for Sahasrahla. PRD immediately going to clip over to the hobo. An often isolated location in Overworld glitches. Sometimes good to get it out of the way early.
Just a piece of love.
So the Sahasrahla opening route is pretty common because we start with the Pegasus boots, as you can see. That
And
lets us
nothing
bonk the
good.
walls. Yeah,
Just
unfortunately,
105 rupees.
nothing super valuable, but having the early money can be useful.
And a heart container at sank. Alright, green pendant and blue pendant, and then the crystal. Wait, was it vanilla green pendant?
Yes, indeed.
Okie dokie then.
So for those of you who are unfamiliar with Overworld glitches, in this mode of the game, we have separate logic, which accounts for the ability to get around using Overworld glitches, which are glitches, major glitches, specifically, that we perform on the Overworld of the game. And so we use the boots. We start with the boots because they make glitching very easy. You can do teleports like the one that PRD has already showed, being able to get over to Hobo quickly, but that's just one application of a wide variety of different clips that we can do. So you'll be seeing a bunch of different clips and tricks to get around quickly. Okay, good. Aghanim's dead. Gonna kill that guy off real quick. Don't want to see another Agaseed.
Pearl on Pet is in fact possible, yes. Even without, any glitches. But it's, pretty rare.
It is required to have at least one pendant in the White World to get Pearl on Pedestal, actually.
Ooh,
Ooh, Silver Arrow. Obviously, we can't use them yet, but they will be definitely nice in the future.
Okay, so Ice Palace is one of the dungeons that can have the pearl. What's the other one that you can complete without pearl?
Turtle Rock.
Turtle Rock, okay.
Yeah,
I
no.
guess,
Bo's not going on the tablet.
I guess that makes sense since you can just die in the dungeon. Bunny revive.
Yep. Unfortunately, we have not gotten anything so far, but Hacksaww did get a bunch of bombs from a tree pole. However, I expect PRD to take advantage of this bonkable rock spot right here to get some bombs. Going to go in and farm some more. This is a pretty common place to farm bombs in Overworld glitches, since we always have the boots in order to get some bombs out of here.
Indeed. Ooh, bombos. And a flute, but that's not really as necessary. But you know what? They might just, activate it since they're right here and it's the beginning of the game.
Yeah, flute is usually worth activating if you get it fairly early. The later you get flute, the less likely you are to activate it, because nothing is actually flute locked if you have the boots in Overworld glitches. But this is a seed where we will actually get to make some use of the blue potato.
Yeah, might be nice to just for a couple places. Yes, I think he did. Also, nice bottle, so gonna be able to fix the kid. Art container from the bottle vendor.
A song rarely heard in Overworld glitches.
Yep. Should I give PRD a anthem? Let's do it. I am the quacking duck, flying you to and fro. I have silly web feet.
We can't
What
hear
can
the
we
music
go?
anyway.
Oh, I can't.
No, the Hacksaw's got the music playing.
Why does it matter? Oh, well, whatever.
Wait, so is the flute made from blue potions, or is blue potions made from melted flutes? I was under the impression that the latter was true, that the blue potions were actually just liquefied flute.
Nice synced up heart piece pickup.
Wow, okay, so we got literally no progression in Kakariko. That's cool. Flute does not count as progression.
Alright, another bottle.
Bottle barely counts. Okay, bomb boost might matter, but it might not. So it's like a ambiguous progression. It's not direct progression, therefore I don't count it yet.
Yeah, also, just to chat as my customary note when I'm doing tracker tater duties. If I miss anything, I am trying to do double duty, so just point it out if I miss something. It's not the easiest thing in the world to do.
Yeah, anyway, so Hacksaw's now in Desert Palace. I assume PRD is going to go to Desert as well. Pretty common opener play to go through Kakariko into Desert. And so I can talk about teleports here. So by pressing A and left at the same time, we can buffer clips into walls. So you can see we bypass the collision, go into the wall. And when we're at a particular pixel and buffer directly into the wall, we trick the game's collision detection into forcing us upwards or downwards a large amount, and we call that a teleport. So what PRD did was a downwards teleport, sort of jumping off a ledge from the wrong direction to get into Desert Palace. Basically, diagonal walls are terrible.
This game's well programmed.
Yeah, like where is the progression? I honestly could not guess. Oh my goodness. Hacksaww is not having a good time with the popos.
Yeah, Desert kind of has like absolutely nothing today. Maybe back at Desert does, but certainly not the front.
PRD's popos being significantly nicer, taking only 2 bombs to extinguish.
Oh my goodness.
Wow, we finally got a progression item.
And a effective weapon.
For sure. So Eastern may be a possible destination place in the future, although we don't have the lamp, so our most won't be in Logic yet anyway. Hacksaww just gonna grab those bombs real quick. Fill up the bomb count. So here PRD is doing a series of clips to bounce between different screens that you wouldn't normally be able to get through. And so we can actually route in K45 as part of the Desert Palace area.
What an interesting thing to be part of the desert area, but yeah, pretty interesting.
Honestly, with the way this game is, you can pretty much get to any screen from any adjacent screen. Like, there's usually a way to do it.
Ooh, sword.
Looks like our runners both have similar ideas, both of them heading to the escape section.
Well, I mean, that bow would have been enough, but getting that sword was like, well, okay. That works. Ooh, book.
Of course, it has to come immediately after it's actually, like, useful.
Why was he setting up for a death warp?
Hacksaww is, I assume, going to take the safe route through escape, which consists of stealing this key from the early guard. If the chest is not a key, then you go through the back and you clear out everything because you can, and you know you're going to be able to get the key there, because the key can only be in so many locations. It can't be in the boomerang chest or Zelda cell that PRD is heading to now. And so
Because of the key, you can, well, do exactly what Hacksaw's doing.
Right, so the logic has to prevent you from soft locking. So by going through this way, it actually guarantees that you can fully clear escape without the gloves.
That's pretty interesting.
Yeah, it's a strategy that's more commonly seen in Keysanity, to my knowledge.
There's a third bottle, by the way. Oh, there's the key. So, not necessary, but hey, it works.
Yeah, unfortunately, if the key is in that room, then the routing doesn't exactly pay out. But if the key was in the back of escape, and you don't get gloves for a long time, which does happen with some regularity in Overworld glitches, then it's definitely worth it.
Also, yeah, I gotta agree with Chexion here. That was a very nice use of bombos. Kill the key rat.
Okay, I guess I don't get to see DMA. We're just gonna use the flute instead.
Ooh, fire rod.
That is actually a very nice item to get there. Of course, Fire Rod is always nice to have, but especially in this mode, having Fire Rod and Sword right away means that Skullwoods is now fully clearable.
And that's nice. Why?
So you don't have to go back there? Also, that'll let him possibly skip Lamp.
I mean, honestly, I just prefer to go back later to Skullwoods to kill Moth with a tempered sword, but...
And possibly skip Glove, yes. But if we can skip Glove, that means that Moonpearl can possibly be on pedestal.
That's true.
So PRD did Halo Clip. So you just jump off the bottom of the mountain, and then that wraps you to the top of the mountain. Because this game is weird.
Oh my goodness, why? That's just... Ugh.
Could we get useful hints, please?
Game says no. Silvers are overpowered.
Oh no, are you
Unique
serious?
item
Are
is
you
an ice
serious? Are you
palace.
serious? Are you serious? Oh my god.
Yeah, I think it is.
No.
Oh, there's both items.
Maybe it's Pearl and Ice Palace. Yay.
No, we want Pearl on the pedestal, remember? No, this is not all dungeons. Necessarily.
I mean, Pearl on pedestal would require us to get mitts fairly early, and we haven't seen any gloves so far, so that might be a little bit less likely.
Oh, does Turtle Rock require a glove?
No, it would actually just require Hammer and Mirror, and Cane and Fire Rod and Ice Rod, none of which we have.
True. But hey, Pearl on pedestal is still possible. Ish. Kinda.
And PRD has just taken down Mothula, cleared a pendant dungeon, so that is one strike for the pedestal.
Mothula?
Moldorm, sorry. They are both bugs with names that begin with MO.
Quake? Blue Hill? Just Couch Cash. What? Ah!
Rip. Well, there's Hammer. Why would TR require Hammer? Because if you want to do it without mitts, you need Hammer.
Why?
Wait, I'm very wrong because we added something to the logic a while ago that lets you do it with just Mirror. Never mind. I know what I'm talking about.
Why would you even need mirror?
Okay, there's Kane. Great.
Wait a second, what are you talking about? You could just clip into Turtle Rock.
Sure, if you want a one-frame clip.
Oh, right. That thing.
Okay,
If you can't.
Hacksaw's going into Turtle Rock when he gets to the mountain. Confirmed.
I always forget you can't use boots as a bunny.
Alright, Hacksaw going to employ the minor glitch of water walking, commonly seen in non-overworld glitches seeds.
Actually, there are a surprising number of people who don't know about the boots water walk. It's like, why? Well, there's the last bottle.
Yeah, I don't think we're getting that.
Probably not.
Oh, stun prize? It's literally 1 rupee.
Vanilla! Fred!
Hacksaw, that's gonna soft walk you, question mark? I think you need to be 1 bump higher. I'm not actually sure if this one works. I always did it 1 bump higher. Okay, I guess it works. Anyway, that's Zora DMA. So now Hacksaw is kind of below Turtle Rock in the Light World. So transition left, jump down a little bit, do a little bit of funky movement, and now we get a weird screen transition. So we're actually on, so when PRD did the glitch earlier to get onto East Death Mountain, we're actually in the same spot, except the camera's all broken, so we can't really tell where we are. But Hacksaw does manage to navigate to the entrance of Spiral Cave. Very nice Zora DMA.
So, what the heck? Also, I don't think there was anything in Paradox, was there?
I didn't see anything. I was too focused on Hacksaw's nice Zora DMA.
Oh, was that Teneros? I think that's vanilla. So again, Fred.
Actually, I'm pretty sure vanilla there is 50 rupees.
Pretty sure it's Teneros.
Alright, check's backing me up. 50 rupees.
Is it? Alright.
POD is now going for sequence break. This one isn't in logic. It's called fake powder. Pull out the cane, waste out all of your magic, which you should have done with medallion canceling, Kappa. And
Medallion
now,
canceling?
yeah, you get on the edge of a hole and walk up into the hole at the same time as you use the medallion, and you drain the magic, but you don't get the animation. It is incredibly not useful except for this one specific thing. Anyway, just money off of the magic bat, although the money may or may not come in handy to buy some potions. Okay.
Vanilla. Is this even randomized?
So PRD fake powders to get money, then flies to the witch hut to turn in the mushroom to get the powder. Nice.
What the heck is this seed?
Yeah, the most pointless possible sequence break. Yeah, anyway, Hacksaww is coming up to the mountain now. Going to be getting the, or at least West Death Mountain, since he already cleared out East. Going to be picking up the Hammer and Cane of Samari here, as well as maybe clearing Tower of Hera.
Okay, I can in fact confirm that Spiral Cave is 50 rupees in vanilla. I just looked up the map real quick.
And there is PRD's Moon Pearl. Yeah, so the powder vanilla right after fake powder. Nice and amusing. PRD going to get the unique item in Ice Rod Cave, very important. Actually, it's terrible. Never use Red Boomerang.
Red meringue, best meringue.
This is literally false.
Fight me. Why did he... Oh.
Yeah, this is a pendant. Just got both items, just gonna leave.
That makes sense. Also, this does not work.
Yeah. Dude, you have Fire Rod and Bow. Just use one of those.
Wait. What? Hold on a second. Explain to me something. So prdwong was just water walking. He bonked. Now normally, that puts you in a state where you are kind of soft-locked. Why was he able to get back on shallow water and walk again without being in range of a land source?
If you bonk there, it's fine because you're something. I don't know. It just is. This game is weird sometimes.
This game is just... yeah, this game's well programmed.
Hacksaww accidentally clipping all the way through the ledge there. Since teleporting requires actually a pixel-perfect position, it's easy to sometimes overshoot, and if you're clipping fast, then you can overshoot by a lot. And then overshooting the ledge right there. Oops. Good of him to go back for it, though, considering that is the Cane of Samaria. Oh, map check.
Okay, 5, 6 in the bottom left and right, and then swamp is a pendant.
Yep, so that means that maybe for once in a long time we can maybe skip the flippers. Please, I don't want to look for flippers again.
What was in Western Wing of Swamp?
Junk.
Whee!
Okay. I got way too excited about maybe skipping flippers and then ignored the Swamp Palace clip. So basically you just jump off a ledge really far, and then the game doesn't have like land collision underneath, and therefore doesn't know when to stop your falling. And so as you fall really far down, the game moves you what's called your global coordinate very far down the world map. And when you make a transition, it fixes your screen, or at least what screen it sort of thinks you're supposed to be on. And so then that happens.
I'm kind of curious about something. You fall 8 times, but like on the 4th fall you land. What is it the game thinks you're landing on?
I have no idea. Sometimes things just work.
Hookshot. Sword. Okay, that's a decent hype cave. I'll give it a 5 out of 10.
That hookshot might be pretty nice for Hacksaww, considering that Hacksaw's heading straight into Ganon's tower right now. So there is a clip to get into Ganon's tower, which Hacksaww just demonstrated. And
Hacksaww
now we are...
cover.
Exactly, so no worries about hookshot, although hookshot is faster to have, of course.
True, but, you know, it's not too big a deal for Hacksaww.
So I definitely agree with this this GT right now, considering we have so many hearts that survivability is not a big issue. And the entire thing is in logic, except for, I guess, the bits with Fire Rod, since that's out of logic.
We have Fire Rod. Oh, where was Fire Rod?
Back of sewers. So it would be a lamp sequence break or glove.
Did you happen to see what the medallion was for Meyer? And what that last chest was in GT?
I haven't seen anything of relevance in GT so far. But I did not catch the Meyer medallion. Purity, please. We need to know what it is. Yeah, I don't... And Purity now doing the clip to get out of Misery Mire. Which is kind of why we don't care about the flute, really, because we can just do that. Vanilla Mire, so Ether. Of course it's the one medallion we don't have, it always.
Wait, what was it?
Ether.
Ether.
Yeah, and Purity just got Cape.
Which is entirely useless, but, you know.
Hey, it is useful for Spike Cave. As well, if you don't have a ton of bottles like we do right now.
But we have a ton of bottles. I plan to get some very cheesy pepperoni pizza after this is done. My stomach chooses the worst times to remind me that I haven't eaten.
So PRD heading into Thieves Town now. Can fully clear out the place, so no worries there. No concerns about an item left behind in the big chest. Meanwhile, Hacksaww is going to be coming up against Ice Armos in
Tempered.
Yeah. Wow, that was the
Sorry.
fastest Ice Armos I've seen all tournament. Usually we come in
Ice
here.
rod.
Oh my god.
Mirror? What?
What's happening? PRD has
Wait.
just like processed for a second because currently in glove go mode. And sword, I guess, but that won't be hard to find. A glove go mode, when is that a thing?
Well, considering there's a sword, in one of the chests he's gonna check, in a crystal dungeon.
Yeah, no, the sword is not a concern. There's a sword in Hype Cave, there's a sword in Thieves. It's like, okay, whatever. We're in glove go mode right now.
What exactly is hard required for a glove?
Cold Stare. You can't lift the block in front of Cold Stare. Or I guess above Cold Stare without glove. And you even if you can get into Ice Palace without glove, you still need to be able to lift the rock blocking the hole.
Alright, right side GT has the big key. I mean, technically we need both gloves, but, you know. Who cares about...
We don't care.
Yeah, exactly. Like I said, who cares about that, though?
Yeah, the escape sequence break because Purity has essentially cleared out the front has cleared out the front of escape. There's no reason to go back, even to just to get the back of escape without gloves. Hey, that is a nice half magic.
Don't skip the big chest. What are you doing, Hacksaww?
It's fine. It's fine. There are 2 gloves.
Yeah,
there are 2 gloves in the world. It's okay.
Why though? Why? Where's the
I don't know.
glove?
Okay, to be fair, getting back to big chest takes a lot of time. It is it's very slow, which is why I usually like to go for right side first so that it doesn't suck.
Is Cold Stare the only boss that requires the glove for?
Yeah, we can get around it for everything else.
Dang. So mean of them to stick a block on top of Cold Stare.
I mean, most things in the Underworld are not really bypassable without Underworld major glitches, but of course we don't allow those. Because this is Overworld glitches, and Underworld glitches are not allowed.
Could you even get to Cold Stare even with all major glitches allowed except for EG?
Sure. I do it all the time.
How?
Blue YBA... Boost... I'm forgetting. It's blue YBA in the room above Cold Stare, or red spin YBA. It might be blue spin. I forget. I usually remember red as I'm doing it.
Does it, like, wrong warp you to cold stare or something?
Yes, actually.
Oh. Okay.
Underworld glitches only would be not very interesting. Maybe, I don't know, it seems kind of pointless to do such a thing.
So, I guess wrong warping is a thing in No Link to the Past then?
Sure, but it's different.
Different?
Yeah, it doesn't use, like... Well, I assume you're thinking of wrong warping from Ocarina of Time, which uses, like, cutscene loading stuff. What A Link to the Past does is when you fall in a hole, the game needs to send you somewhere. So what we do is we change where the game sends us when we fall in a hole.
Oh. Interesting. Also,
Underworld, to answer some questions, Underworld covers everything that is not the overworld. So any dungeons, any caves, insides of buildings, they're all basically the same. So we all just classify as Underworld.
why are bottles so broken in pretty much every single Zelda game?
They let you write values to memory at will, which is pretty much why they're broken, because you can change your inventory, which means that if you can write that onto something else, you can change the game state.
It's such an unsuspecting item. Like we love to say, this game's well programmed.
Alright, Hacksaww beating down Moldorm. Now going to hover the final gap.
Come on, Hacksaww, you can do it. Okay, it's entirely unnecessary to be moving back and forth like that. Just saying.
But it's not slower. Actually, it might be slower. I don't know how hovering subpixels.
I don't think it makes too significant of a difference, but it does make it a fair amount more difficult to maintain your focus.
He is not swagging with the hover.
No, he
He
has
does not
to
have the
hover
shot.
this, or he has to go back after he gets it. Oh dear, Hacksaw.
Honestly. It's fine. Probably.
Well, I can tell you as somebody who can hover, there are just days where you're just not gonna be able to hover.
Don't give up on the validation, just no. Don't give up on it. No. You need to get the chest. What if it's the gloves? Anyway, PRD is now going into GT as well after clearing a fire rod-less Skullwoods. Not going to be able to kill the boss. They're gonna have to come back for that.
I'm guessing that glove can be in GT, right? Like,
Oh sure,
logically.
yeah,
Can both gloves be?
easily.
Okay.
So PRD here does not have the fire rod. So, and indeed he doesn't have a fire source at all, so he will be unable to get the big key.
Okay, remind me again where that fire rod is.
Fire rod is in back of escape.
Back
Hacksaww
of-
sequence broke it.
Well, actually, that would mean that, well, hold on. Let's see.
You couldn't have, well, you couldn't have...
So,
Okay, here's the thing. The small key was in Dark Cross, right? Which means that the lamp is also a valid access path there. So this chest could logically contain your first possible glove.
yeah. So the fire rod is either lamp locked or glove locked. Or both. Well, can't be both, but like,
Whichever one we
logically.
get first.
Yeah.
Which means watching Hacksaww skip this chest is quite stressful.
Especially considering he already skipped Big Chest as well.
Yeah.
See,
Actually, he may know that big chest is a key, because I wasn't really paying attention to the key counts or anything.
Well, oh no, he almost had it. See, hovering's just one of those tricky little things. Especially the more you are going at it at one given time, the more difficult it will get. Because your hands get tired and it's very strenuous to do once, much less over and over and over, like Hacksaw's trying to do.
Okay, you left basement with 2, skipping the one after compass room. Let me count.
Is this really a time save at this point? No, probably not. Also, yeah, I think that the final chest cannot have a small key ever, right?
No, the final chest can't, but the big chest can. Wait, no.
Well,
Wait. Big key was in compass room. And wait, now I'm not sure.
well, I only asked
Because if big key is in compass room, then it can have small key.
Well, I only asked because Hacksaw has 0 keys and he never opened the middle door.
Right, but I think you skipped the mini Helmasaur key.
Ah. Did he? But he didn't go full right either, so that's 2 small keys he would've.
Skips a small key, skips opening a key door.
He skipped 2 key doors. There's one going full right, and then there's one in the middle.
Right. But he also skipped the small key that was on after compass room as well. So I'm pretty sure that big chest isn't a key. Alright, PRD heading over to Dark East to Death Mountain now, performing the Turtle Rock climb in the Dark World, which is the name of that clip where you kind of wiggle your hands around. You wiggle link around to kind of shove yourself through the collision. And PRD finding that no gloves cannot lift Hookshot Cave, but there is a clip to get into Hookshot Cave from the back.
Yeah. I'm really concerned for Hacksaw. It gets so much harder the more you try and do it. Like, at this point, it might be worth it just to come back later. Like, just think about what hovering does to your fingers and to your wrist. And then imagine doing that for minutes straight, with short breaks in between.
Alright, PRD doing Hookshot Cave clip. Going to navigate around the slightly screen-wrapped screen. So that's the same thing as Hera clip, basically. When you jump off the bottom of the screen, the game wraps you around to the top of the screen that you're on. So PRD was actually on the floating island right there. And so it has the staircase leading down that you kind of navigate to. Okay, that wasn't even hovering.
That was just Moldorm. That was Moldorm being Moldorm.
Alright, PRD picking up Red Mail in Hookshot Cave.
Hacksaw, it's not
bad.
This isn't worth it, Hacksaw. Just leave and come back later. You're not gonna be getting the hover, especially just the more you do it. Also, Bombus Bow's requirement for Turtle Rock. Have I missed anything on PRD's screen?
Not that I can see. Ice Rod and Mirror.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, just gonna take a second, take a breather, compose yourself. Alright, PRD heading into Crystal Palace of Darkness. Okay, Hacksaww saving, quitting out. Going to come back later with Hookshot. Very unfortunate.
I mean, it makes sense at this point. Sadly. Can you hover Espeon?
No, I play on keyboard. Hookshot is in Hype Cave. Also a sword.
Did PRD check the big chest?
No, because he doesn't have big key. No fire.
Right. Right. Is Hacksaww trying to do the laser bridge thing?
Yep. Unfortunately, it's not going to work very well if you have not mirror equipped. Bam, first try when mirror is equipped.
That would be helpful, wouldn't it?
One cannot mirror wrap without a mirror. So yeah, that is a mirror wrap. By going into the screen transition at the same time as you use the mirror, the game corrupts the transition and lets you through to the other side, and then you trigger it from the reverse, which lets you kind of scroll the screen in the wrong direction, essentially.
Shovel. Ooh, going for hammer yump.
Select buffering, the better of the two buffer types.
I completely agree with you.
So keep in mind that Hacksaw's mirror wrap is not in logic. So, although usually we do like to clear Turtle Rock from back to front, just because it means that we can mirror straight back when we're ready to clear out the boss. And Hacksaww does have everything required to clear out Turtle Rock at this point.
Could there be a glove in here? I think so, right?
Yeah, sure. Glove can be, like, anywhere.
Oh gosh, it's the ice rod hunt, but in... Oh.
But there are two ice rods, so it's okay.
That doesn't make it that much better.
Yeah, Glove is actually very not restrictive in overworld glitches. There aren't very many places that are... The only place, I guess, that is really locked by Glove is Checkerboard Cave. Everything else can be gotten around, and I guess Ice Palace. Ice Palace requires mitts. And Smith and Frog... Oh, sorry, the Smith and Purple Chest require mitts, but you can sequence break around it. Yeah, Spike Cave requires gloves. That's not avoidable. Now you can clip onto Bumper Cave.
Oh my gosh. I still remember the... I forget what it was. It was in Spike Cave. I just remember the commentators just dying because they just like were so excited because the person was finally going to Spike Cave in. Then they realized, wait, did he ever get the glove? He never got the glove out! Oh.
It's easy to forget.
I know, it's just hilarious to remember these things.
Fortunately, if you're armed with Simaria, and also underworld glitches are allowed, and you know the really long and complicated setup, you don't need to have a glove.
What was that in Pod?
I don't know. Oh, it was Lamp. Oh, well, that's, inconvenient. Lamp is actually something that unlocks the fire rod. But it's also something that unlocks the fire rod in the least obvious way possible.
Oh my gosh, that just... I'm sorry, I just... how I miss the old days. Hacksaww?
I think he's zoned out. It's like, wait a second. Yeah, Pyramid Variant to escape is definitely a way that we could route that. Although it would be Pyramid Variant a slightly less traditional sense than what many people would be used to. Hacksaww just going to take a death warp down to the bottom of T-Rock now.
This game's well programmed. Just everything. Oh.
I mean, speaking of well programmed, you may notice that the things in TR that you pick up are they're usually skulls, but now they are pots. And this is because the game thinks the game thinks Hacksaww is in the Light World. Also, he's getting bodied by this pokey.
And misclicked.
And the instant he tries to get hit by it, it starts running away. Oh, what a ridiculous game this is. And the mini also gets in the way, and then gets in the way again. Hacksaww just cannot catch a break.
Oh my gosh, yeah, and trying next with Spider Sword's gonna suck.
No, we got Hammer, it's fine.
Yeah, still. Oh my gosh, you guys are killing me. Well, you know, there was always that time that Fiesel himself had to rip me off comms for a few minutes to calm me down. I was laughing so hard.
Make sure you mark pod is done for purity.
Will do.
Wait, what? Where did Purity get a glove? What? We were also distracted by Hacksaw's shenanigans that we completely missed where the glove was.
Play pod.
Oh goodness. Okay, Hacksaww is in go mode. Wait. Now. Where's the glove? Where's the glove?
You mean PRP?
Okay. Wait, no, Myers Ether. We're not in go mode. Never mind. Abort go mode. We're not. We need Ether.
Oh lord.
I forgot about it.
I think we're both just out of it at this point.
Maybe. Okay. Yeah, I assume Glove was in Palace of Darkness.
Guys, you wouldn't know if I was drunk because I get extremely hyperactive.
PRD skipping the tile room chest. A bold move. Skipping tile room is about as sketchy as skipping GT Big Chest.
Isn't skipping any chest in GT kind of sketchy in this mode when you're not in go mode?
Okay, it's less sketchy because we yeah, okay. So it's less sketchy because they take a long time. But okay, I just saw the contents of Compass Room, and it is confirmed that GT Big Chest is not a key, and yet both runners are going to skip it anyway.
Watch it have ether.
That would be extremely sad, and I would be sad.
It would serve them right for skipping it. Or you know where else it can be.
Don't say it. You're gonna say something that begins with a P.
Yes, I am. Pedestal.
Tier Big Chest is a small key. And as a result, Hacksaww poked it with his sword several times. Yes, Ether could be on Pyramid. That would be a much nicer P word.
Wrong P word. Yes, you have to actually be out of magic to do this.
Yeah, when Hacksaw turns into mushroom.
Were you ever seeking Zora?
Zora, I don't think so. Because the runner who went to check Zora didn't have enough money, and the other runner didn't go to Zora area at all. If I remember correctly, which I may or may not.
Chat saying it was a piece of heart.
Oh, Purity went back. Wait, when? I clearly have not been paying attention to Purity's screen at all.
Neither have I, which is bad because I'm also supposed to be tracking.
Is PRD Tess? I don't think so.
He might be going back. No, this looks like a pyramid fairy.
This is Pyramid Fairy. So we're gonna drop the mirror right here. Thank you for using the fast mirror placement. And we are now going to flute away. So what happened is Hacksaw wrapped the screen a couple of times, and so when I was talking earlier about the big super jump to Swamp Palace, I was talking about global coordinates. So the mirror uses your global coordinates to place the mirror portal correctly. And so when we have to redo the screen wraps, our mirror portal is all the way down here in Hyrule Castle Courtyard. When we go into it, oh look, now we're halfway inside the Pyramid Fairy's fountain. And now we're inside the Pyramid Fairy.
And it was nothing of value. And nothing of value on the pyramid either. Yeah, it's fine. It's basically done at this point anyway. Have I missed any dungeons? I feel like I've missed a ton of dungeons.
No, Hacksaww has not completed any dungeons yet.
Except Turtle Rock.
Except Turtle Rock, yes.
And, PRD?
No, I don't think so. After Pod went to, GT.
What? No, I have Pod marked.
Yeah, you mark Pod. That's fine.
Yeah, chat's saying I missed Pod.
But we missed the items in it. We did. Maybe we can pay attention better this time, so that we can actually find out where the gloves are.
Something as sharp is helped by. Well, we're not getting that sword, probably. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Probably not.
Alright, PRD beating GT, going to go straight down to the pyramid.
I will note that we now know where all 4 swords are, though.
And PRD going to now clip through this diagonal slope here, using a spin speed clip. So spin speed actually puts you in a weird state that lets you go through some corners. We haven't seen too much of it, except for, I guess, some hair clip. Okay, but we've mostly been seeing hair clip. Okay. Yeah, so spin speed is weird, and it lets you go through corners. And so we can then fake flipper over to hammer pegs. This is in logic, so getting hammer pegs like this is in logic without the mitts.
How many people are in this tournament?
Roughly... I should know this.
Yeah, you probably should. Aren't you a tournament admin?
Yes.
$25, apparently, according to Chex Human.
You know, that sounds about right. Okay, PRD is now going to perform what we call the Ice Palace Mirror Wrap. So we're going to clip up onto this ledge, go to the right, and so now we're up on this little out of bounds section. Do some buffers to get near the screen transition. So Hacksaww did a mirror wrap earlier. Now,
Yeah, gets it.
Now go up.
Well, we'll
be
get
careful
it.
not to go too far up, because if you go too far up, your game hard locks. Then go into Ice Palace.
And he's in.
So this is out of logic. This does
Just-
sequence break the mitts.
Just walk away. Thanks, game.
When we say hard lock, we mean something that you have to hard reset your console or emulator. Okay, we found the gloves. You have to hard reset your console or emulator in order to escape, because you can't save and quit. The game just won't let you, because you're in the middle of an infinite screen transition, and so you lose all progress since your last save.
Wait, did we find both gloves in here? Or is...
No.
You know, I gotta say, as a tracker, one of the most annoying things is quick menus, where you just can't see fast enough what's in the menu. When all you want to do is look to make sure that you have everything marked right.
Determining what is in or out of logic is just what the logic is constructed to include. So most relatively simple clips are considered to be in logic. So, for example, like any sort of basic teleport is considered in logic. But most, actually all transition glitches, like the mirror wrap that PRD did, transition glitch is essentially just something that you do to a transition. Like you use a bottle during a transition, you use the mirror during a transition. Those are considered not in logic because we consider them to be a little bit advanced for overworld glitches. And then some of the other clips are on a sort of pick and choose basis. Like there are some very complicated boot clips that we don't put in logic.
Well, there's the boomerang.
Well, I suppose PRD came in here following that unique item in Ice Palace hint, and was rewarded with the lovely blue boomerang.
And 50 rupees. What a useful, unique item.
It's more useful than the red one.
Lies. Flippers!
Are you serious? Flippers are really bad.
No, it isn't, because that puts that other P word in logic.
I don't like that P word.
Although, actually, we need the other glove before that's in logic. That flippers are.
Wait, why do we need the other glove? Oh, yes.
Flippers are mitts locked.
Nice. Good. Let's hope we never get them. Yeah, Ice Palace literally had no good things, only bad things. Flippers are bad. Mostly just because they open ice. Sorry, they open swamp, and swamp's bad.
Especially because it's a pendant, which leads to the P word.
Pendant is also a P word.
True. But it leads to the other P word that's ended by ED. Which all of chat loves the pedestal, am I right?
Yes, Lamp does in fact put pedestal in logic.
Not without the mitts.
Sorry. I mean, Aga1, you have been saying pedestal or implying pedestal way too much, and now it's stuck in my head, thanks. Yes, fake flippering is in logic, so the logical play would be to fake flipper into Ice Palace. Well, looks like PRD is actually going to go straight into Swamp Palace.
PRD, this isn't even in logic. Swamp Palace out of logic is almost as bad as Ice Palace not in logic. Well, with their... Go ahead.
In Swamp Palace, we can find not the mitts. And that's about it. Ether can totally be in Swamp Palace. Yeah, Hacksaww is clearing out Eastern now, which I guess makes sense. We didn't go here earlier. Not unreasonable to do after Palace of Darkness.
I'm just slightly sad we didn't get another Jet Seed, or Gem Seed as we're now calling it.
Who is we and why are we now calling it that?
So that's just something the chat came up with during the race, and people were going with it earlier. And it's because Jim got a just barely above 1 hour seed earlier. Oh, spoilers, by the way.
Shush. Shh. No spoilers. It's worth a watch. I will just say that.
So.
What's under Saha? It is a sword.
Oh no, internet, please, no.
Yeah, the only actually useful progression that we could get in Swamp Palace would be the Ether Medallion. Everything else is covered. Actually, it's like the only progression that we could get. So honestly, I guess since we do have the left side Swamp Hint, going to Swamp Palace is not that unreasonable. It just requires a kind of out-of-the-way mitts.
Wait, the other gym got a 117 in Wind Waker? Dang. That's not the same gym, but that's amazing.
Wait, you mean like regular Wind Waker, not the HD version?
I think they're talking about Randomizer.
Oh, that doesn't count.
Hey, I'm the tournament admin of that, thanks.
I mean, it's like Triforce Hunt.
It's
Every
really
seed is Triforce Hunt.
No, not really.
I don't know. I've only played Wind Waker Rando a couple of times. I'll leave it to the expert.
It's so much fun, though.
Anyway, speaking of water, we're coming up on Argus, the boss of the Water Palace. Yes, we got a hint for Westwing Swamp. It's junk.
So where does everybody think Ether is? Where does everyone want Ether to be, that is? Well, it's not Argus. But that is the second pendant.
The most horrible place for Ether to be would be GT Big Chest. Like, just unambiguously the worst place, because PRD has book, can check pedestal after Skullwoods, so that wouldn't actually be very bad. What I want it to be is I want Ether to be on Mothula, because I'm pretty sure PRD did not get both items out of Skullwoods the first time. Alright, Hacksaww now taking out the Lan Moas using silver arrows. Unfortunately, it seems to be missing a couple of times. Oh man, barely got that last shot in. Just squeezed it in. Oh, are you serious? Are you serious?
Okay, now the pet's in logic.
Well, that suddenly changes everything. I would not be surprised if after Thieves Town, Hacksaww went straight to Thieves Town, Skullwoods, straight to Ice Palace. I guess that makes sense now.
Oh, come on, pedestal, please.
Wow, Hacksaww still doesn't have the hook shot though. That is surprising.
He does not.
Still waiting on Hype Cave.
I hope he hasn't forgotten. Also, Ewitch W, thank you for the for the sub with Twitch Prime. I very much appreciate it. Welcome to the SpeedGaming family.
Hacksaww, what are you doing? You have
Whee!
the hammer and the mitts. The hammer and the mitts. You see those right there? You can use them to access a portal and do this without jumping off a mountain.
Semantics. Plus, mountain jump is so much more fun! Yes, I act like a 5-year-old every time he does it.
I mean, in all seriousness, it is sometimes really easy to forget that you can just do things without glitches and that it might be faster. Because a lot of us who've been playing for a long time, we get really used to doing the glitches for things, and then we're like, oh wait, I have the mitts and hammer, I can just do this without flailing around
yes,
on the mountain.
Hype Cave. Exactly, Mudab. Mudeep.
Dumping a bomb on the hookshot chest. Ugh. And on the sword, too.
I don't care that I'm a almost 24-year-old woman. I still act like a 5-year-old during mountain jump.
It's okay, it's fun. I'm pretty sure the first time we saw it, we were all acting like 5-year-olds, too. Behold, the 1 hour and 18-minute hobo check. Oh, okay, honestly, this one isn't too weird. Hobo gets isolated a lot.
Oh, don't worry about it, Mudeep. Mudeep. I'm saying that right now, right? Mudeep.
Hacksaww, you can't quick hop that. It literally just doesn't work.
Well, there is a way to fake flipper here, actually.
Yes, but you can't quick hop. If you quick hop, it does not work for some reason.
What the heck is a quick hop?
Okay. Quick hopping, when you walk up to a ledge, if you press A and you have the boots, you will jump off it instantly. You do not have to wait the 20 frames usually required to jump off a ledge.
Seriously?
Yeah.
I'll have to try that. I'm assuming that only works if you have boots.
Yeah, you need boots. Because if you're in dash state, you jump off the ledge instantly, and so dashing a little bit puts you in, like, dash charge puts you in a slight dash state, and so you get the instant jump.
Makes sense. Kinda like how spin speed will just like poop right over the ledge go.
Yes, it's the same mechanic. Anyway, Hacksaww did pick up the capacity upgrade actually in the capacity fairy, or as I like to call her, the capitalism fairy, and that that bomb upgrade actually refills the bombs, so I wasn't actually paying attention to Hacksaw's bomb count, but I assume it was a little bit low, and therefore spend 100 rupees, fill up your bomb count right on the way. Very convenient. Oh yes, now I get to be happy because we're doing Skullwood's map wrap. So Purity is going to clip into the side of this mountain here, slowly, because if you go too far, then bad things happen. Once he gets far enough in, he is going to dash, jump off, and now jump out to the left, and that causes a map wrap. So now, whereas previously he was on TR, now he's in Skullwoods, and if he moves to the right at all, because the game is a little bit broken and doesn't really know what quadrant he's in of the map, if he moves to the right at all, even if he gets nudged to the right by like a door or something, the game will hardlock. So it's very important that he navigates to the entrance and does not hit the door. So now we're in Skullwoods. Everything is normal. I need to start using the Turtle Rock to Skullwoods map wrap stuff some more myself, because it's actually really good and convenient routing to be able to use it. You can do it right after you finish Turtle Rock, literally anytime.
Anyway, here's Mothula.
What are you laughing at?
Just something in chat. This is fine, it's almost the mascot for this tournament. Comment made by Mwadeep.
It's basically true.
You catch yourself with a grumpy fish. Thank you, game.
Rip Ether not on Mothula. Indeed. Okay. Here's your P word. Are you happy now?
Pedestal. Pedestal.
Good.
No! Wait. What? Oh, Burna?
In a burner. We have slaughtered the pedestal.
Pedestal is pedestal.
Yeah, both runners skipped GT Big Chest, and it does have an item, which is very anxiety-inducing.
Oh my, GT Big Chest is still an option. And that is, oh boy. Actually, it's starting to come down to that's almost probably the answer at this point. Like, how many locations do we have left that neither runner's seen?
The entire Mitts chain. Smith, Purple Chest. King's Tomb, I think.
Yes, Rainbow, we did. So, Smith's Purple Chest and King's Tomb.
There's probably more stuff that I'm not thinking of. Oh, we haven't seen Lumberjack. Good,
oh my
funny
gosh.
joke.
If it's on Lumberjack after all this, it's just, why? That'd be awful.
I'm starting to contemplate just doing Ether DMD to route in Lumberjack or something.
That's
okay, King's Tomb doesn't really require mitts. It just logically requires mitts, but there are ways around that. Did we check Lumberjack? I really wasn't paying attention.
I thought we did, but I might be remembering the earlier match. Also, Couldn't it just require the or just require Dark World access in a mirror too?
Yes, that works, but you can get around. You can get around that with a clip, which we
Oh,
may or
sure.
may not see.
I just meant in logic, like.
Yeah, logically, access to King's Tomb is actually same as no glitches. No, I don't think we've checked Bombo's tablet. I don't remember us checking Bombo's tablet in any case. But then again, my memory has not been particularly good tonight, so maybe you should take that with a grain of salt.
I mean, it's not quite the same because, and I'm pretty sure you can probably just get there with the Moon Pearl, whereas you usually need some form of Dark World access, being Aga Portal or, Glove and Hammer or Mitts. But yeah. Also, we really haven't checked the tablet, have we?
Well, that's not ether.
Well, hey, it's almost vanilla, kinda. It's just lacking a letter.
Alright, looks like we are going to get Smith's chain check. Ugh. This is like bottom of the barrel checks for Overworld glitches. You really don't want to check this unless you have very early Mitts and Mirror or something.
I mean, at this point, there's not a whole lot left, and the things that are left are, well, pretty much worse than this.
I feel like we have seen Catfish, but in any case we have gotten hints for Catfish, so we don't have to get it even if we haven't seen it. Yes, PRD has Desert Palace completed.
Oh, sorry. Have I missed dungeons for...
Well, Hacksaww is just getting around to Skullwoods now, so don't think so. Okay, that's not ether.
So I've actually been told that you can actually get the purple chest after just returning the blacksmith. You don't actually have to pay the fine and get the item.
You do not. This is useful in the rare scenario that you know that your Go mode is in purple chest. And that you don't care to get a sword or anything.
Well,
However, our Go mode is not in purple chest.
Okay, well that is limiting. Also, this came up because it was Spoiler Log Tournament.
Yes, that is another case in which it wouldn't be useful. Purity going for King's Tomb now. And Graveyard Wedge. We haven't gotten Graveyard Wedge yet. What the heck? Wait, okay, this is the legendary 1 hour and 28-minute Graveyard Wedge check in Overworld glitches. Are you serious? Oh my goodness. Oh, okay. So for context, for some context, this is like getting this in Overworld glitches is like getting your Go mode in Uncle's Tunnel.
Well, there was the one time I saw it in Link's house.
That doesn't count. That's like didn't get literally free chest. This is like didn't get something in a reasonably common opener. Yeah, this is Sphere 1. Sphere 1 Go mode. Joy.
Oh boy. I mean, it was pretty funny though. Well, funny / sad the time that I saw the Go mode in Link's house. Also saw Sanctuary being a Go mode. Would have been kinda ish Go mode, except for the person forfeit.
Anyway, POD has now exactly one dungeon left to complete, which is just Misery Mire, having already completed every other dungeon, and as well as Aghanim 2. We don't even need that. So as soon as Purity picks up the big key to Misery Mire, of course it's not in the spike chest, why would it ever be there?
So what happened is the person got Flute super early and just never ended up going to Link's house until super late.
Spike chest is always junk, except in the 1 in 7 chance that it's the big key.
You know, we need one of the uncles, like little text to be like, blank person was looking for his Quake medallion. Have you seen him?
Anyway, Hacksaww is now picking up the Ether Medallion as well, going to drop a bomb right on that spot. No thank you, nasty location.
Did he ever get Cape?
Hacksaw? No, I don't think so. I have totally forgotten where Cape was anyway. So Hacksaw is now capable of go-moding Thieves Town, a rare sight. No, seriously, like, I've literally never seen someone go-mode Thieves Town. Except in spoiler log tournaments, but that is a special category, so it doesn't count.
I don't think I've ever seen somebody go mode the Thieves Town either. Well, actually, I probably have, and I just didn't pay much attention to it. There's his gold sword.
I think I may have done Go Mode Thieves in No Logic once, but that was weird. Which usually doesn't happen either.
I mean, consider the fact that it's usually like the first thing you do in Dark World, or one of the first things you do in Dark World.
Yeah, it's extremely difficult to get away with not Go Moding it. Or with Go Moding it. And PRD getting spooky action. Very nice. Great. I don't think that one worked. Yeah, okay, that one just didn't work. Sure. I don't know what happened there. There you go, a little bit lower on the torch. Yeah, he skipped the key near blind because he got one in the first 4. Wow, that's super weird to see.
Oh, hey, it works.
Does indeed work. Unfortunately, Hacksaw is very far behind at this point. Still has to do all of Misery Mire and then has to reclimb the tower again.
Yep.
While PRD now has a variety of fun ways to get to Ganon. I'm hoping that we get to see the river clip so I can talk about it because I get really excited about the river clip. Please flute to 3.
You know...
No, that's not 3. Okay.
I was just like running through in my head because there's so many Link to the Past tournaments going on right now. If this was one of the ones that does the big key guessing game, and then I remembered we already did GT.
Yeah, we do not do the big key just guessing game because we're done with GT.
We could always start it at the beginning of the game.
Considering that we very commonly go into GT without the ability to full clear it, it seems a little weird.
I remember the time I saw somebody quad dip GT in an open mode seed. And his opponent did a triple dip. It was only a logical required double dip, but you were pretty much going to do at least a triple dip.
Alright, PRD now on Ganon.
And this wasn't even entrance or anything. This was just a open mode seed.
Go mode Thieves Town rarer than Mirror on Ped. Yes, I would believe that. I would believe that statistic.
Yeah, so would I.
And yes, we did in fact find silver arrows. They were one of the very first things we found them all the way back in Lost Woods. Now we can finally use them.
You know, I wonder if Moon Pearl on Ped is the rarest possible thing to get in a randomizer seed.
Pretty sure, yes, the rarest single thing. Anyway, Moon Pearl on Ped or not, PRD is now finishing, going to cross the bridge to the Triforce. GG. PRD finishing in first place with a time of 1:36:27. And we will see if we can bring PRD in for an interview.
Oh, there he is. GG's.
GG. I'm not quite sure how I won that one.
Haha, something ether medallion.
Okay, but it was so free. I thought
Yes,
for
but
sure.
Hacksaww also did not get ether medallion for a very long time.
Okay then.
I don't know. You just I think maybe it was just getting the first sword kind of late.
Oh, it
because
was
usually it's after.
Also, the fact that Hacksaww tried to skip Moldorm 2 for 20 minutes without the hook shot.
Okay. That
because hovering.
I could believe that, sure.
Look, covering's not easy. Yes. Cut him some slack.
Yeah, so
I'm not sure how advisable it would be to try and go for that for so long.
I don't know, you're already at the top of GT, you've already sunk a lot of time into the climb. If you leave, then you have to come back, and you have to do the whole climb all over again.
But again, you also have to take into consideration your own physical ability to hover at that point.
Yeah, anyway, some more about the scene, let's see. Okay, so Hacksaww sequence broke Fire Rod very early, which is why he decided to go to GT a lot earlier, because he had the ability to full clear it. But then that kind of backfired because of the hovering. So that was kind of an early important point.
Alright, yeah. I mean, I felt like I was making a lot of poor routing decisions, and then when Ice Palace didn't pay off, and then the dive into Swamp was also came up empty, I thought it was kind of done for.
Yeah, that was definitely pretty rough. Yeah, the map made Chex and I happy.
I started taking more risks once I felt I was behind. Like, I knew.
I don't know. I'm not sure. Does the map wrap count as a risk?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I could have lost a bunch of progress.
Yeah, that's true. I guess it depends on your level of comfort with it.
Yeah, I thought it was okay, but I know I was like definitely told myself, well, I just gotta go for it, and you know, if I happen to hardlock myself, then oh well.
Alright, Hacksaww now finishing up Misery Mire. That is the 7th crystal. Unfortunately, he still has to do the Ganon's Tower climb once again.
Which I'm sure he's not at all happy about.
Yeah, so this seed was actually fairly generous as far as item locations go, I would say. Most stuff was pretty good. Gloves wound up to be okay, even though they were evading us for the early part of the seed. Like Landmo's glove is fine. Pod glove is fine.
Yeah, and in the end, after I found Ether, it did seem pretty free to me.
Yeah, seed would have been nicer if we went to Graveyard Wedge early, but alas. How many dungeons would we have been able to go mode if we just got, like, if we just like had Ether earlier? How many dungeons would that be? Like, how many dungeons do you wind up doing just looking for Ether?
I think I only would have go moded Ice Palace, Total Rock, and Misery Mire. Like I had already cleared Skullwoods out of items.
Right. Well, Mire doesn't really count, but yeah,
Sure.
Go mode Turtle Rock is definitely good in Overworld glitches more than like no glitches, since you don't have to go through the whole thing.
Depending on where the big key is.
I guess also important thing would be that you wouldn't have gone into Swamp Palace.
Yep.
That's probably a question better answered by US Beyond.
Oh yeah, definitely. So in Overworld glitches, we do use different logic. So we do have logic, for example, which takes into account the fact that you can do all of these clips, can enter GT early, can access Dark Worlds without traditional access items, etc., etc. And so most of the items actually pretty much stay important. All the items still serve most of their functions in the dungeons. So really the only non-important ones are whatever medallion used to get into Turtle Rock stops being important, and the Titan's Mitts are really not important at all. And I guess Flute. Because flute is nice, but it doesn't unlock anything. So those are the three big like skippable items: is Turtle Rock Medallion, Mitts, and Flute. Yeah, mitts are logically required for ice, but most experienced Overworld glitches runners will just skip mitts for like everything. So they're, I suppose that it's similar in a sense. Actually, there isn't really a good analog for no glitches, I suppose, because pretty much most things are hard requirements for dungeons. Like, you can't just decide not to get something for a dungeon. But, like, in Overworld glitches, like, mitts are logically required, but you can skip them very easily. so I wouldn't consider them an important item. Alright, Hacksaww now finally back on Agatu, having reclimbed GT, going to finish off the wizard. Okay, but flippers are not a good example, I think, of like something skippable, because they're still equally required for Swamp Palace, even if it just happens not to have items. Still required. Like in comparison, mitts are not required for anything. They're logically required, sure, but that's only because we don't consider the relevant glitches to be in logic. You can still do them. It's like if you could fake flipper Swamp Palace.
So I believe this is the last match of our group, and I somehow managed to tie it up with Hacksaww
Ooh, nice.
after going 0-4 in my first few races. I think I felt pretty good. Or I started feeling a lot better going into Meyer and seeing that he hadn't finished yet, because well, we'll have to see how the other groups play out, but I think my tiebreakers are relatively low compared to the entire field. So I think even if I had lost this match, at least if it wasn't like a blowout, then I think I still had a good chance of getting into brackets.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited for when
Alright.
brackets come out.
GG.
And yeah, GG. Hacksaww is now finishing off Ganon, pumping him full of silver arrows. And Hacksaww finishes in second place with a time of 1 hour and 48 minutes flat. GG.
Also, blank covering. Blank it right in the face. Hello. Welcome. GG's.
GG.
Yeah, GG PRD.
Hacksaw, you mean? Oh, wait. Who's
I was
talking?
telling PRD, I'm Hacksaw. I was telling PRD, GG.
I thought you were
He won the
Espeon.
race.
What is that
He
supposed to
won.
mean?
You two sound similar, apparently, to me. I don't know. Now that you both talk, I can tell the difference, but I thought it was Espeon talking. I don't know. Anyway, GG's. Also, nice comment.
That's pretty much how I feel about this. Yeah, I don't know what happened. Like, my hands have been killing me all day. I have a little too much coffee in me, and yeah, it didn't work. If it worked, I probably win the race. Whatever.
Oh, man. Yeah, I was telling him, because, like, you know, I hover to it. It's like, once you hover for a few minutes, the more you do it, the harder it gets to try and get it. 'Cause
Yeah,
you're-
that's why, like, after about 10 failed attempts, I got up, walked away for a minute, was like, okay, I'll come back and this will be better. Not so much.
you know, your hands and your fingers and your muscles just start aching so much that it's just like you just gotta give up because it's not gonna work.
Yeah, but it is what it is. It happened. I lost. It sucks. Oh well. Maybe next time.
So how about that ether location?
It wasn't that bad. I mean, I just didn't go there first. That's all.
Yeah, neither of you did actually till really late. It was both your go modes, I think.
Yep, both go modes were Ether Medallion. Good Sphere 1 location.
Just felt so bad to find it.
Not the hook shot. That felt bad to find because, like, I was thinking, do I go GT or do I go South Dark World? And well, I went GT. Totally should have cleared South Dark World first, but oh well. Maybe next.
Oh yeah, I am reminded about something kind of funny, which is that both of you did fake powder, and then immediately afterward you fluted to turn into mushroom.
That almost made me want to not pick it up. I was just like, okay, whatever.
Yeah, it was just like an amusing little coincidence. Haha, you thought you were sequence breaking, but instead, here's the powder.
I mean, I think it still kind of is a time save.
No, yeah, it was worth it to do, I think. Just a little bit funny.
The blue bat sleeps again. I thought I read it and it was Kate. Oh no, it was Kane and Berna. Never mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Blue cane is use this to become invincible. Cape is wear this to become invisible. Subtle difference, but you know, it matters when you've got something sitting on bumper ledge.
Yeah, but we can just click there, so it doesn't matter to us.
Well, sure.
Oh my goodness, though. This seed was just silly.
This seed was pretty free until I failed hovering 45 times.
Not very difficult. What the heck?
You okay?
Yeah, I went to talk and I just suddenly just choked. Oh, gosh.
Well, anyway, either you got any final thoughts on the seed? You know, the race in general?
I want to do over. Please.
I mean, it's best of 3, right?
No, this is groups.
Yes, it is. It is now.
Okay.
Last minute rule change. Yes, best of 3. Yes, please.
All right, got it. I'll change the rules just for you.
Awesome.
Although your tiebreakers are pretty good as well.
Yeah, both of us have pretty good tiebreakers. I don't know how they'll stand up against the other groups because a lot of the other groups haven't played very many games, so I don't know. We'll have to see what happens. If not, there's always commentary.
Comms are always fun.
Yeah, but I'd rather play, so, you know.
I think you still got a good shot at it. But yeah, we'll have to see how the other groups shake out.
Also, shoutouts to prdwong with the 19 heart finish.
Oh yeah, when I was going through CAC, I kept finding hearts, and I was like, I don't want any more.
Apparently you were missing 4 heart pieces.
Yeah, I finished with 19 also. Like, that was an overly healthy seed. And the 4th bottle was available too, up on Zora Ledge. So, yeah, way too safe. Like, we need to get rid of half of that stuff.
There's 24 pieces. There's the 3 heart containers that you start with. The Saint chest, which makes 4. Then 10 from the bosses, which is 14. 20 minus 14 is 6, times 4 heart pieces per is 24. Alright. Well, we're almost to the end here.
Well, thanks for doing the commentary and tracking.
Welcome, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I would just like to mention again that Math Girl has been doing the tracking the whole time, and I have no idea how people do commentary and tracking simultaneously.
It's not as hard as you'd think.
She did it last night too. I was there.
Yeah,
It was
it's
awesome.
it's very, very impressive. So, thanks for that. Because usually I would thank the tracker right now, but I guess you were also the tracker. So, thank you for tracking. Thank you for co-commentating. Thanks to the runners for putting on a great show.
Thanks to the runners, and thanks to Espion for being here. It's certainly a lot easier to not be solo coming.
And most
A
of
lot.
all, thank you to you, the audience, for being wonderful tonight.
Yep, and have a great night, everybody.
We'll see you later.